Reggae Interviews. Word Sound Power.
This is DJ745 for Reggae Interviews, speaking to Kemar Williams, aka Publik Report, live online from Jamaica. How are we doing today, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's nice, and I mean, nice vibes in my life. I have to give thanks. So yeah, I'm here. You know.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, tell our viewers, which part of Jamaica are you in right now?
Right now, I'm in the west side, which is the best side. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. Tell me, why is the west side the best side, in your opinion?
Well, it's not actually in my. Oh well, it's in my opinion. So, well, you see, the west side now, it has a lot of rivers. You know what I mean? The natural resources are kind of here on the double, and the west side is where a lot of people come to enjoy parties. You know, Nick Grill. You know what I mean? And you know. From you hear me say Nick Grill, you know what's up, you know, spring break parties and all of that. You know what I mean? In big hotels, animated ones, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of side, you know, and the stuff that I'm talking about, the you know what I mean?
I agree.
We have the best. The best marijuana. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
now,
so
Publik Report, this is a name that we're starting to hear more about across the world, and I know that we're going to talk about the brand new album, My Reality. But before we go there, I want to share with the viewers, who is Publik Report?
Well, Publik Report is a youth from the west side, and I mean, just want to actually do music and create a lot of connection around the world. Started out as a group actually, but based on what is to be has got to be, it just fused into where it's where it is right now. I was always the person writing the songs and doing all of those stuff, so it is where it is, you know what I mean? So the journey started and the journey has to be completed, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, I know that you've been involved with music for a number of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How did you initially get into music? Because I know that your family is musically orientated. I think, is it your mom who's a music teacher?
Yeah, man, she's a music teacher. My brother actually does singing as well, does his music, gospel and all of that. And it's kind of the church and all of that. So yeah, So, and that's the initial.
So it kind of sounds like you grew up in a very musically based family. What inspired you to take that pathway into actually professional recordings?
You see, after hearing and seeing what is actually there, you know what I mean, and enjoying it as because a lot of people hear it, but they don't enjoy the way that they want to express themselves to kind of create, who they are, within, So I was introduced to, doing backing vocals with Alborosie, and after, that, Etana, Freddie Mcgregor. So, hearing all these great people doing this thing, and it's something that, I enjoy, and I'm saying, I think I can do that, you know what I mean? And then I created this vibe where I, met up with Lincoln Thomas, and, the vibes just started from there, It's something where it's from it hits you, you know what I mean? And you feel that kind of, passion you're going to want to create. So, yeah, that's kind of the initial again.
Right, okay. I mean, those three names that you just mentioned, Alborosie, Etana and Freddie, to me, they are three people that are very, very serious about their music. And I'm sure that there's a lot that you've learned just by working with those three artists.
Yeah, man, a whole heap, because Etana is a songbird, you know what I mean? When she touched the stage, she's like, hey, I'm here to sing, I'm here to entertain, and there's nothing can stop me, you know what I mean? And she's a strong woman, and you know what I mean? She shows you what a woman can do outside of, because everybody have this thing where, reggae music or singing, it's for guys and all of that. But no, she shows you that, hey, I'm here too. You know what I mean? Freddie Mcgregor is he's a godfather. he's a daddy, you know what I mean? And, he has all of that legendary thing just wrapped up, within, his soul, you know what I mean? Alborosie, is kind of a person that ventured out of his whole, environment, and he found the love of reggae, and he's like, he's like living la vida loca right now, you know what I mean, doing the whole, thing and he loves it, and he's great at it. So when a person is great at something and they're creating, that you know, it's gonna be like magic, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like, so the three of them, you know, combined gave me that kind of inspiration where, you know, instead of trying to create myself through them, I try to create myself, to like find myself, within the whole, element. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you mentioned that Alborosie, he's kind of like living the dream. So I know that he actually came over to Jamaica to work as an engineer at G-Jam.
Engineer, right.
Mm-hmm. I think he has made Jamaica his home.
Yeah, man, Jamaica is his home. Jamaica welcome him because to me he's a Italian. You know what I mean? Italian is just his birth, but trust me, he's well received here. You know what I mean? Because he has a good heart and he's has a good spirit. You know what I mean? People like that always has a good career because a lot of artists do it, but they don't have that kind of passion and the love, and because people are there, they're watching. You know what I mean? People see it, people feel it. And if you connect with them, yeah, that's the masterful vibe, So
Yeah. Now, I know that obviously in the last sort of 12 months, we've all been living in these strange circumstances, lockdown, curfews and things. How has it been for you as a person? Put aside you as an artist, but you as a person.
It kind of woke me up because before I was living not thinking that I wouldn't be touring. You know what I mean? Because I never imagined myself not being on a plane, going to a show, thinking about which country next, you know what I mean? Trying to, figure out, all of these, what to wear and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But for me, it made me really appreciate family. You know what I mean? My wife, my kids, and, have the opportunity to, because I have a fresh born 2-year-old, you know what I mean? He's kind of crazy. So, it gave me the opportunity now to, kind of see him and to grow with him and to, be a part of his, his beginnings. Because that's very important as, being a parent, So for me, it kind of woke me up and say, hey, family is important. You know what I mean? And from there, everything just fall into place,
Yeah.
So
I think it's so true. And I think, talking to quite many other artists, using this virtual platform that we're doing now, everyone's saying the same thing, that actually, I might be abroad for 6 months of the year touring, and the last 12 months grounded in Jamaica. And the good that come out of this whole pandemic is the spending the time with the family, love.
Family. Yeah, man.
So important.
Yeah, man. Because, in these times, time and life is kind of in the same category, you know what I mean? So if you lose time, you lose life, you know what I mean? And life is time, that you have. So if you can't waste it, you know what I mean? You have to keep the fire blazing, So, yeah.
Now, somewhere within these last 12 months, I think that you've also found the time to release and make this new album, My Reality.
Oh, yes.
It's a really authentic reggae one-drop album. It's seasoned with some classic rhythms as well. What a great album that is. Let's talk to our viewers about how that album, My Reality, came out.
My Reality now was kind of, as I said, lockdown vibes. You're there, so you want to kind of create music that actually, you express yourself with, so people can connect with you, you know what I mean, within the music. You know what I mean? My Reality now was a reggae beat where reggae has been identified under UNESCO as a cultural heritage. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a bigger move, in regards to kind of identifying, I'm Jamaican and I'm, reggae is my culture. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the perfect time to kind of spread the message, you know what I mean? Because they have identified it well, and it's listed now. So, hey, why don't I create this nice reggae, album to, kind of, I'm sure the world that, hey, Publik Report is here, you know what I mean? Because I can do pop, I can do rock and roll, you know what I mean? I can do, because I'm a singer, you know what I mean? And I started from the church, but reggae is kind of my cultural roots, So, yeah, My Reality. Let's talk about it.
Well, look, I know that the album itself is a 14-track album, and it's been produced by Stingray Records over in the UK, in London. Now,
the UK.
I know that you've been working with Stingray for quite a while. I think that the first song that you actually did with Dillie at Stingray, that was way back in 2018, a song called Let Go.
Yeah. Wow, you're doing your research, man.
Hey man, I remember that album. That song came on a compilation album. I think Reggae Wow.
Right. Reggae, wow. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah, man, that was a nice because he sent me the beat again, and I was like kind of because a lot of times when I'm writing songs, I kind of want to listen to what the rhythm is saying to me because the rhythm says a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of people just listen to the beat, the groove, but I kind of listen to what the rhythm is actually saying to me to express me, through. So, like that song was kind of, it had that kind of mournful thing, sad at the same time, but
yeah.
it kind of, had to be uplifting. So let go. It's about that time, you know what I mean? Yeah, but Stingray, man, great. My God. That's like another daddy again.
Okay, so
you
look,
know?
come on. This is a question that's going through my mind, and I want you to answer this for me. You're on
Okay.
the western side of Jamaica. Stingray is based in West London, or Northwest London to be precise. How did the two of you come together?
Well, it's the connection came from Lincoln Thomas. You know what I mean? I have to give hats off to that gentleman. Lincoln kind of he's in the business a long time, played with Shaggy, played with all of the greats you can think of. You know what I mean? And he kind of, was working with me and all of that. So the connection, you know what I mean? Because when you say it on the west side, I'm like, whoa, it's meant to be, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, Lincoln Thomas was the guy that created that link, and from that created, it was history. We just because it's like when you meet somebody for the first time, but you actually feel like you know them all your life. You know what I mean? Because everything just connects. It's like whoa, you know. So yeah, that was kind of the great vibe. Lincoln Thomas is the guy that created that connection.
Right. Okay. So I can just tell in your voice that Lincoln Thomas, he sounds like he's been one of your mentors within the journey that you're
Yeah,
on.
man. Yes, man. Yes. And even within the songwriting era for me, like trying to create songs, he's kind of the guide. You know what I mean? Because I will think that I know it all. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, "Whoa, yeah, man, listen to this. This is nice." You'll be like, "Change right there, and change here, and you get a nice song." I'll be like, "What? What do you mean by that?" You know what I mean? I'll be like, "Yeah, man, just change that. I go in there, change that. And I'm like, whoa, how did this, this magic came about? You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, he's kind of a very high respected person for me, you know what I mean? In regards to, all of the creation that you hear, whether you're doing a Stingray project or, doing something for, a friend of mine, you know what I mean? He's always there to guide it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so big up Lincoln Thomas. I say it loud. Big up Lincoln.
I mean, look, when we look at the album, it's a really nice mixture of love songs, social commentary, and reality. One of my favorites on the album is a song called "Set Me Free" on the 21 Conversation, the My Conversation.
Oh yes. That song is kind of self-explanatory. Wow, because I was going through that mood and that beat kind of brought that expression out. And you know what I mean? A lot was going on, in my community and, within the whole pandemic and, trying to find something, trying to find your way, you know what I mean? So it's always, like that kind of mood, and that vibes came out, set me free from the stress and the pain I feel, you know what I mean? And I hope someone because when I write my songs, I'm writing it for that one person, not a million. Hopefully a million will grab it, but that one person that can actually relate to it. You know what I mean? That's just like my, thing. So yeah, set me free. Big tune, bro.
Big tune. I think that I know that song is now part of a rhythm juggling called the 21 Conversation that Stingray has just put out. And what really sort of like puts a smile on my face is that rhythm track, The Conversation, was the very first rhythm ever to be compiled into one album with songs on the same rhythm. So it was Rupie Edwards. He put out an album back in the 70s called Yamaha Skank, where you had
okay.
rhythm track. And again, Stingray's still doing the same thing because it's needed in 2021.
Yes, man. And that's the vibe, Stingray has that. It's like, to me, he has a mission within his mind, you know what I mean? And that mission, you just have to follow him, you know what I mean? Because I trust his instincts, I trust his just the way how he deals with the whole music aspect. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people do it for likes, for fame, and all of that, but he do it for the love. He loves it, and you can hear it in his voice, see it in his work, and all of that. You know, the root. You know, yeah.
So a little while ago, you were talking about songwriting, Lincoln Thomas. Now, how much of your songwriting is actually based on personal life experiences?
Everything.
Wow.
Well, I actually, you know, if I don't put everything, you know what I mean, based on, you know, getting a vibe from, you know, the mood I'm in, I will kind of wait and, you know, fit in, you know, like, you know, just to be honest, the second or third verse, I would find, you know, like try to connect something with it. But the first and the chorus is always something that, you know, I'm actually going through. And I mean, it's real, you know, it's no doubt, you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, the title track, My Reality, I think that's a really powerful song. Survival is my best friend. Facing things my eyes can see.
Right.
I mean, let's talk to our viewers about My Reality. Let's talk about that title track.
Yeah, man. My reality, you know, when Dillie dropped me the rhythm and I went in the studio, I was actually blank. I had nothing on my mind. You know what I mean? Drove around in my car with the rhythm for, you know, like 2 days, and, you know, there was kind of nothing. So I was saying to myself, maybe I should just go in the studio and just figure out what's going on. And then, you know, dropping in the studio now, and the rhythm started playing, you know, I was like, what can I come up with? And the first thing came out of my mouth was, I don't care what you got to say. You know what I mean? And then, you know, from, you know, said that, everything just started falling into place. Sometimes when I'm in the studio writing and, you know, creating, it's amazing sometimes how things just fall into place. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was kind of the mood and the vibe. And that was my reality at the time, and is always my reality, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, in terms of the voicing for the songs, because obviously you're based in different continents, where did you do most of the voicing for this album?
You know, I voiced this at a studio in the West Side. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of the correct name, but I can't remember the name for some reason. Okay. But it's owned by Lincoln Thomas though. You know what I mean? But it's kind of not popular. But, you know, sometimes it's not the popular things that pop, you know?
True.
It's the things that, you know, the secrets, you know what I mean? The best kept secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that I think as an artist, as a singer, you've got to feel comfortable within that studio environment.
Exactly.
And, you know, sometimes you don't have to be going to the big studio in Kingston to get that big song.
That vibe, right. Even though sometimes I do go into Tough Gang and all these other big studios based on the productions, you know what I mean? Because music is a thing where, you know, it's like a tool, you know? We as singers and DJs and, you know, entertainers, our tool is music, you know what I mean? So the more we have together, you know what I mean? The better we shall be.
True.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Now, we need to talk about another song that's on the album. It's one of my favorites as well. It's the big song on the I'm Just a Guy, the Vanity Rhythm, where you put a massive twist on the Alternatives classic.
Oh, yes. That track, again, was kind of, you know, under the influence of Dillie, because I sent him another song to the track. And it was like, you're always gonna be my baby. Cause who you with don't scare me. Cause he always call, you know what I mean? And I was there, I sent that song to him, and it was like, yeah man, it's a nice song. Cause it fit the rhythm. But it was like, try come out of the baby thing, you know what I mean? And just you know, speak about, you know, yourself for a while, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro. And then he came back and said, try twist, you know, something. It's just because, you know, we talk about the fact that, you know, some people get a vibe within a vibe, you know, make it their own. So I'm like, all right, cool, you know. So he said, I'm just a guy, is on the song. Just try your best and, you know, and see what you do. And before you know it, you know, in the evening, I sent him the track. He was like, yo, this is it, bro. And I was like, yeah, man, respect, man, because sometimes I'm kind of insecure of the tracks I do, you know, but you know, it's good when, you know, like you know, as I always say, if that one person like it, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Because everybody has their own opinions. You know what I mean? So if that one person, I'm happy. You know what I mean? But it's good to know a lot of people are actually loving that song. You know what I mean? Calling me for specials and so forth. So yeah, it's kind of a nice vibe. You know?
Yeah, and we also have a video as well to the song.
Oh yes. I'm not that guy, you know. Shot in the West Side, you know. It's kind of a vibe where you're not a bad guy, not a gun, because we're in the West Side and not the Wild West though, But you can defend yourself just in case, you know what I mean? Because you're not a troublemaker, you're all about peace and love. Hallelujah. So.
Yeah. Well, look, one of the other things that I kind of realized when I've been listening through to the album is that there's more Alton Ellis connections. So the song Naughty Girl, originally an Alton Ellis, or Wee Baby.
Exactly. Yeah, man, because, the legends set it before. Hats off to the legends, you know what I mean? And we have to kind of follow how they do it, you know what I mean? And to get the groove and the roots. Because I could have strayed from the roots, you know what I mean, and created some upbeat, with the Afro or something. But like, you know what? Let's build back that love, that authentic love, genuine, you know what I mean? No corduroy, just the genuine stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I have to give credit to you for what you've done, because I think that we're living in a time now where more and more people are actually saying, I'm not a reggae singer. I'm an artist, I'm a singer, and I want to basically express myself freely across all musical genres, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you've kind of like gone back to the roots, the tradition, because we've got strictly sort of like reggae and one drop rhythm tracks. There's a lot that's been sort of like, built together by Dillie with updating some of these classic rhythm tracks. What comes to mind is, again, the Alton Ellis connection again, Death in the Arena, which originally was Alton Ellis is Whipping the Prince.
Right.
For the song Push On. So yeah, I have to give credit for what you've done.
You know your roots, man, and that's good.
Yeah, I think most people will kind of say that Death in the Arena is like the Soul Vendors, the original, but the original vocal was actually Alton Ellis with a song Whipping the Prince. Right.
I remember, man. Yeah, I wasn't around, you know what I mean, to when the rhythms was created, but yeah, you know what I mean, it's here. It's right. You see, Publik Report, it's right here.
Yeah. Now, in terms of working with Dillie, I mean, how did the process work? Was he sending you a bunch of rhythms for you to kind of vibe on, or, what was the creative process like?
Well, it was kind of, he had some rhythms, and depending on what is going on, basically, and or if it's a juggling rhythm, or, like, he's just, sending me rhythms, yes, and also sending me, like, stuff that, like, if I would have to send, like, the track to him right away and all of that. So it was kind of a, like a, back and forth thing, because he would actually be like, if that one is okay, this is okay, and, all of that. But yeah, the lockdown kind of had a little time where, we had a little time. So he sent the rhythm, I send the vocal, he sent back the stuff and said, change this, change that. So it was kind of a, back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, like, for you personally as an artist in Jamaica, what did Dillie do that made a difference to you personally in putting this album together? Because it's a very important piece of work.
Right. He kind of showed me a different path in regards to that a lot of people just believe in singles, and he kind of raised the bar, you know what I mean? Because when you come out with an album and say, hey, this is me, and you can hear actually the sounds that actually represent that person. It kind of gave me like that title saying, hey, my career has now just started. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what he done, in this whole like album thing, because a lot of people really believe in albums. You know what I mean? They believe in dropping singles here and there and all of that. But yeah, so he raised the bar. You know what I mean? In regards to saying, hey, this is my signature, or this is my birth certificate. You know what I mean? This album. my reality, you know. So
yeah. And I think the thing I really love about Stingray is that they're known for as having a really good reputation for using the best musicians, attention to detail, and I think ultimately that's what makes timeless or classical music.
Exactly, because the track "I'm Not That Guy" was played by Dean Fraser. You know, Dean Fraser is a big name in the business. You know what I mean? Dean Fraser and Kurt Bennett on drums, and these are big names in the business where, you know, they have done a lot of tracks. You know, created a lot of legendary work. You know what I mean? And you know, so it's great when you have, you know, like you know, these kind of friends in your circle as a producer. You know what I mean? Because this is very important. You know, so and he chooses, you know, like he does it with love, you know, I should say, you know what I mean? So, you know, when a person is actually doing it for love instead of doing it for pay, you know what I mean, you get more, you know, more from the track, you know what I mean? Because some people just work, but some people do it for the love, you know?
True.
Am I finished? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand and I totally hear what you're saying. So yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, the horn section across the whole album is truly amazing.
Trust me, I mean, it's an honor. Sometimes I don't like to really you know, like give myself self-praise, you know, because, you know, self-praise is no recommendation. But, you know, when I enjoy, you know, like I really do enjoy it, you know what I mean? And as I said, hats off to Dillie and the whole team, because, you know, it's not me alone, you know what I mean? It's the whole team, you know. So yeah, Stingray Records to the world, man.
For real. I mean, on this album, 14 tracks, all featuring yourself. Now, the question for you: there's no collabs. Why was that something that was intentional?
Well, it wasn't actually intentional, but it just happened because it happened like so fast. You know what I mean? Because if I told you that we did like maybe 28 to 30 songs, would you believe me?
Wow.
Within the lockdown. So it's easy for us to drop a My Reality Part 2, you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
But it's kind of he allowed me, and I have to give respect to him. He allowed me to express myself and to introduce who I am. You know what I mean? So the next part, you know, would be like, all right, this is who I am. So I'm gonna find people that can actually, you know, build the vibe, you know, within my, you know, my space. You know what I mean? So yeah, what this is my reality, and it's, you know, it's me, you know, saying this is my songs. You know, this is kind of how I express myself, and, you know, hope everybody loves it. You know, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I kind of figured that you might say something like that, because I know that there's no shortage of artists over in the UK that Dillie could have decided to pay you to,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, like, it's kind of you know, when you start in a race, you have to start it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? You can't jump the gun. You know what I mean? So bring yourself, and then build yourself, and then, you know what I mean, everything will fall into place afterwards. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying about, you know, sort of like starting off slowly with the 1, 2, 3, but on your EP that you put out last year, The Journey.
Yeah. Woo!
Come on now. Gentleman, Freddie McGregor, Latifah.
You caught me. Busted. All right, but at the end of the day, all right, so that now was kind of it's like going straight to the entree. You know what I mean? You just didn't go for, you know what I mean? You didn't have any soup to warm your stomach. You know what I mean? Or, you know, any little, you know, vegetables. You just go straight to the entree. But that now was kind of a vibe where, you know, and it's again a true story. You know what I mean? Babylon Have the Nerve is a tune where you know, heading from the west side to the, you know, to Ocho Rios and, you know, Cap Stop You, and, you know, because this is kind of a weed tracker, you know, ganja tracker, you know. So if you have this, you know, how much is it that is in your bag, or, you know, how much you're carrying in the trunk, or, you know, stuff like that, you know. So those times, you know, it was kind of like that vibe, and went on tour with Alborosie, and he was doing this collab with Gentleman saw me on stage and was like, you know, man, are you doing anything? You know, and, you know, from there on, you know, the whole thing it just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If it's destined to happen, it will happen.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So the EP that was in January of I don't even remember the exact date. January of 2020, right?
I think 2020. Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it was in January. That was a nice EP, trust me. Yeah, gentleman Freddie Mcgregor, a friend from Italy called Daniel Mancucci. You know what I mean? He that last name, every time I say it I laugh. But that's his name, Italian.
Right, okay.
So and you have Latifa from Colombia, Only a Kiss. And there's one more, Only a Kiss of Journey from Stingray, you know what I mean? So it was kind of another way of introducing, but that was kind of before the transition, you know what I mean? So the transition brought me to my reality, you know what I mean?
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah. Well, you caught me, bro.
No, you know what was going through my head was that on the first piece of work that I've heard from Publik Report, I think there was 4 tracks and 2 of them had some really big collaborations, but then all albums now got 14 tracks and I'm thinking, why isn't there no collaborations? But I kind of hear what you're saying, that you wanted to really share with
introduce
right.
Yeah, introduce. Allow me to reintroduce myself. You know what I mean? My name is kind of vibe. So, in that aspect, you have to kind of let the people know, hey, this is me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, Kemar, the album's been out now for just over 1 month. What sort of response are you getting across the world, and what parts of the world are really feeling My Reality?
Right, My Reality has been getting a lot of positive responses all over the world actually. DJs from even Shanghai, China has been checking me, wanting jingles and dub plates. You know what I mean? France, UK, you know what I mean? And Italy, and people in Jamaica has started to gravitate to the the vibe, because it's songs that actually they can express themselves and understand. You know what I mean? And for the first, I really feel contented knowing that I did something good. Because if everybody is saying that it's good, it must be close to it or good.
Of course. Well, look, I know a lot of DJs within our community, they're definitely pushing the works that you're doing as well. So we've got to give thanks for what you, Stingray family, have put together.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
We're looking forward to the part 2 as well of My Reality.
Oh, definitely.
Cool. Well, look, I want to give thanks to you. I want to give thanks to you for spending a little bit of time with Reggae Interviews, just talking about the brand new album, My Reality, which I know is available on all the download sites and things as well. And I know that people that haven't heard it so far, they're in for a real musical treat when they do get to hear it.
Definitely, man. Thank you a lot for having me, and it's always a pleasure. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of a how should I say, my birth certificate. You know what I mean? My new birth date. My reality is now out, and it's like I'm born on April 16. It's out for a month now. You know what I mean? So I'm a brand new a brand new person, fresh out of plastic. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Thanks for having me, and this is Publik Report all the way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Give thanks for your time, and you know what? We look forward to a follow-up interview to this when we hear some more music from you as well. And I'd love to do this personally, face-to-face, rather than over a computer screen as well. So
one day, man, one day, because everything is gonna work out in a way where because we're waiting on the world to open up, so we can actually display the real energy. You know what I mean? And just coming up very soon is because we didn't get a chance to do a launch based on the lockdown and all of this, but we're gonna do some stuff up by Tough Gang, like some live performances.
Okay.
So yeah, so exclusive on your interview is the information. You know what I mean? So you can let them know that this month coming. I think it's April. May? No, this is May.
You got me thinking there.
It's May, so look out for it in May, June. You know what I mean? Middle June. Yeah, something is coming. something is cooking. It's cooking, you know? So,
that sounds good to me. Well, look, Public Report, Mark, give thanks for your time today. One love each and every time, and keep up the great works.
Respect, man. Respect and thanks a million. You know what I mean? It's been an honor. All right?
Cool.
Reggae Interviews. Word Sound Power.